Yeah, it's not going to be more of a degree cooler, probably a couple degrees cooler, but it's not going to feel much different tomorrow. The one thing you've noticed is the dew points too. This is a measure of the humidity in the air. Rarely do we get 80-degree dew points. We haven't seen it much all summer, but we had it today too. And with all the corn maturity right now, that's why it does produce a lot more moisture for the atmosphere. So that's why we're seeing these dew points. The good news, they'll be maybe a degree or two lower tomorrow, so our humidity values won't be as high. But we kind of skipped right over that. The alert day really, so the heat is probably till about this evening. Then overnight we have 2 rounds of thunderstorms we're monitoring right now. Damaging wind is probably the biggest threat. I don't think the hail will be as much, but the damaging wind we'll have to keep an eye on. But 2 rounds potentially for severe thunderstorms, and there will be a little bit of improvement tomorrow, but not much. Overall, here's the heat dome that's really built up from the south as the west really saw some unseasonably cool air with even snow in some of the mountain areas. We saw the heat here, and eventually this front is going to make its way through us, so we will cool down a little bit, but it is kind of weakening. So it's going to be a slow cool down until we get a bigger system towards the end of this week that'll really produce a great Labor Day forecast. But hot and muggy this evening. Thunderstorms overnight, some severe damaging winds. This could impact the Tuesday morning commute. Not as hot and muggy tomorrow, so instead of seeing 110 heat index values today, we'll probably be in about the 96, 98 range too. So more of a heat advisory than an excessive heat warning, which is out right now. Overall, there's 2 kind of scenarios we're watching with the thunderstorms this evening. That first round, some questions exactly the extent of it, how far south it goes, and how fast it gets. This one actually produces about thunderstorms about 9 to 10, hitting Eau Claire, potentially severe with damaging winds. The southern tail of this line actually kind of falls apart, but it does make its way through to Winona and La Crosse, maybe around 10:30. Not much on the way there. Black River will get some of this maybe at 11:30. This kind of then shifts off to the east fairly quickly, and we have a break, and there's our next round potentially coming for around the morning commute. Now there's another scenario. This one is a little bit less in the way of thunderstorm activity. It still brings some thunderstorms that potentially could be severe around 9 to 10 through Eau Claire. It extends down to about the same area, but not quite as widespread, and the southern extent really barely touches La Crosse at about 10, so we might see a shower, maybe a wind shift. It does develop stuff once again near Black River Falls and to the east around 10:50, 11. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, but generally this trend is everything is further north of I-90 with this round, so everyone south of it won't have to worry about it. The morning commute thing we're going to have to keep an eye on too, because that's the next round that potentially could come through our way. Not till probably after about 6 are we going to start seeing this line approach La Crosse. It could be as early as 6, or it could be a little bit later as 7. You see this kind of this bow shape, which means if it does come through, it'd be gusty winds would be the main severe threat. By 8 p.m., it's already past Eau Claire and pushing up to the east, so it'll be quick, maybe about a couple hours coming through, and then we might see a shower or 2 later on throughout the day, but I think most of the day will be dry, and the dew points will be just a little bit lower, a little cooler, because the winds will be out of the north just a little bit. So the main round of thunderstorms going maybe for Tuesday afternoon and evening probably will be south of the area, so that's the good news. Maybe one potential round of severe and we should be good. Overall, there's your heat and sea values we've had today. Feel like temperatures. Notice tonight still almost 90 at 11 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Then tomorrow, waking up in the 70s for feel like, and then in the afternoon, there's your 90s, so we're not going to see as much hundreds, but still it's going to be hot and humid, just a couple degrees cooler with the heat and sea values and the dew points. Otherwise, Wednesday cooler, then the next front comes through. Thursday with thunderstorms likely Thursday night, and then much cooler air mass, even cooler as you go to Labor Day with another front too, which will be back in the mid-70s. So all in all, we get through Thursday, Friday and beyond. It's looking really nice.
Yeah, looking like a great weekend.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Greg.